The Guiding Light, presented by today's Ivory Liquid, with its Young Hands formula that helps hands look young again.
Keep playing, Helen. Want a close-up of that?
Oh, no. Not with these old-looking hands.
Oh, come on.
No! Housework's made these hands so old-looking. Hi! Why, I'm Mary Mild. Here to introduce today's Ivory Liquid. Helps hands look young again. Kind of like you had a maid. Like me, to do your dishes. Better than mine. Only Ivory Liquid detergent has this special formula. Young Hands Formula. Creamy white. Ivory Mild. Makes longer-lasting suds, too. Proper hand care. And Ivory Liquid will make your hands look young again.
Well, a good one. No more complaints about your hands?
None. They look young again.
Pretty as a picture.
Take all the pictures you like. Ivory Liquid helps your hands look young again. Young again.
That's right, Granddad. I'm now an honest-to-goodness high school graduate. Oh, I wish I could have been here, too. Oh, you bet I got your watch. I'm wearing it right now. Oh, it's just great. Thanks a lot, Granddad. Thanks an awful lot. Well, listen, where are you staying in London? The St. James Hotel.
Oh, what a shame Henry couldn't be here for Johnny's graduation.
I'm surprised at that myself. I thought he'd move heaven and earth to be here.
Oh, I'm sure he tried to. One of his companies is in real trouble over there in London. He just felt he couldn't walk out on it, even for Johnny's graduation.
Huh.
Well, I must say I was impressed by the simplicity of the graduation ceremony. Weren't you, Robin?
Yes, it was very nice.
You know, it really took me back. All those kids standing around there full of hope and expectation. Couldn't you just feel the potential in those kids?
Yeah.
Well, no, it isn't, Granddad. Well, I can't explain to you right now. You understand?
Yeah. No, wait a minute. There's only one.
Well, listen, you think you'll be coming home soon, though?
We made, so I hope you do a better job.
Well, thanks loads for calling. I just wish you could have been here. Goodbye, Granddad. Well, Granddad sends everybody his best.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
I'm sorry he couldn't be here. I know you would have liked him to.
Oh, look, I know all good things have to come to an end, including Johnny's graduation.
Wait a minute, don't go yet.
Oh, we really must, Paul. Our babysitter specified an early hour.
I keep forgetting you have to worry about babysitters.
Johnny, look, for the 1000th time, congratulations on your graduation.
For the 1000th time, thanks, Uncle George.
You were the best graduate on the platform.
Not the one with the best marks, I'm afraid.
Well, the best looking, anyway.
Thank you.
Bye.
Seeing you.
Bye, Jane.
I'll be over to see you and Amy again.
Oh, yes, do, Robin. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye, George.
Bye-bye, sweetheart.
Bye, Uncle George.
Bye, Robin.
Thanks again
Bye,
for coming.
Well, Johnny, how does it feel to have a diploma? You feel a little older, a little wiser?
No, not really. I just feel sort of cut off.
Oh. Well, look, let's all sit down and have a little talk with our newly made man here.
I'm a little tired after all the festivities. If you forgive me, I think I'll go to bed.
Well, sure, honey. If you're tired, go ahead. I think I'll sit up for a while. It isn't every day we have a high school graduate here at the house.
Well, then you'll excuse me. Good night, Johnny.
Good night, Robin.
Paul, don't stay up too late. Johnny doesn't have school, but you do have your usual hours.
Okay, honey, I'll be in soon. Well, Johnny, you know, Robin and I just couldn't think what you would like most for a graduation present. So we decided to ask you beforehand.
Graduation present?
Yeah, this is an important occasion. Well, go on, pick out something good. What would you like?
I'd like to go and live with my grandfather, Dad.
It's wash day for Mrs. Gordon Wade of Cincinnati, Ohio. Her problem, greasy wash, dirty wash, muddy wash.
When you've got wash this dirty, there's only one way to get it clean. The bomb, the dirt bomb.
Introducing Salvo's Dirt Bomb. Here's a cup of the most powerful detergent. This much more cleaning power is concentrated in a dime's worth of new Salvo, the ultimate weapon in the war against dirt.
tried being nice to dirt with creamy liquids and fluffy powders. But now I use the dirt bomb and blast dirt to smithereens. Does that sound cruel? Well, what's dirt ever done for you?
What are you talking about? Live with your grandfather. This is your home now. What's this all about?
I just think it would be better, that's all. For everyone concerned.
Are you saying this because of Robin? Is that it?
Yes, it is.
Well, we talked about this before. We were going to be patient, remember?
Yeah, I know.
Well, is this being patient?
Dad, the point is it isn't going to get any better to let it go on like
It's
this.
going to get a lot better. We want to keep this family together, don't we? You and I are pretty close now, aren't we?
I know that.
I don't want to lose that. I hope you don't either.
Of course
All right,
not.
so things are hard right now. Robin isn't treating you the way she should. But she's going to get better. We just have to give her time.
But she isn't going to get any better. I'm sorry. But you don't know what you're talking about.
Now, look, I'm a doctor. I know something about these things. Now, please believe me. In time, Robin will be just the same way she used to be.
No, never. Not about me anyway, she won't.
You know what a trauma is?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it's like a wound in the mind. Like any other wound, it needs time to heal. And this will heal. We just have to sit still and wait for it to happen.
But it isn't going to happen. I just keep trying to tell you that. It just isn't going to happen. The only way Robin's going to get better is for me to get out of this house.
Look, I know you feel that way. But Robin is irritable to everybody these days, to me too. She has nothing against you personally.
Yes, she has. She's got plenty against me.
No, she doesn't.
You don't know. She's got every reason in the world to hate me. Every reason in the world.
What reason?
Just ask her. Go and ask Robin. You'll see.
Johnny! Robin! Robin, I want to talk to you.
Josephine, am I seeing things?
Nope. It really happened, Mrs. King.
Comet removed that stain better with one try than my cleanser did with 2 tries.
That's how good it is. New extra strength Comet gets out stains far better than any other leading cleanser.
Now, I want to do that test myself on this other food stain. Here's my cleanser's first try.
Now, wet it and wait.
Cleaned a little bit. I'll give it a second try.
Okay, but give Comet just 1 try. Wet 'em, wait again.
How do you like that? My cleanser still left some stain after 2 tries.
But Comet cleaned with only 1.
And how?
Comet's the stain-removing cleanser. The only one with super chlorinol. Disinfects better, too.
Well, after seeing that test again...
And seeing Comet win.
I can't see using anything else.
New extra strength Comet gets out stains far better than any other leading cleanser.
Yes, Paul, what is it?
Johnny just walked out of this house.
Walked out?
Yes. He was very upset. You know what he just asked me?
No, what?
If he could go back to live with his grandfather.
Oh, he did?
Now, 6 months ago, I might have expected him to say that. But now, it just doesn't make any sense.
You don't think so?
Well, it certainly doesn't to me. Maybe you can make some sense out of it for me. Johnny seems to think so.
Why, what did he say?
He said you have all the reason in the world to hate him.
Did he say what the reason was?
No, he just sort of Blew up and ran out. He said I should ask you. All right, I'm asking you. What's this all about? Do you know?
I know what's on his mind. Yes.
You mean you have something against him? Something real? Something concrete?
First of all, Paul, I don't hate Johnny. If he told you that, he was wrong. But I don't think I'm ever going to be quite the same toward him as I was before. And the other day I told him why. Now, he asked me again and again. He pulled it out of me, and I told him.
You told him what?
How I lost our baby. The real reason.
How you... Well, you climbed up on a chair in the kitchen.
No.
What do you mean? That's what you've always said?
I know. It wasn't true. I only told you that to protect Johnny, because I was afraid you would be angry with him.
Protect Johnny? What are you talking about?
You remember how he always kept his room so messy?
Yes, and you're always cleaning up after him. What about it?
Well, I fell in Johnny's room, putting books on the top shelf of his closet. That's how I lost the baby. The other day, I told him why. I haven't told you before this, Paul, because I was afraid that you might...
Afraid I might hold this against him.
Yes.
But now you hold it against him yourself.
I can't help it, Paul. I just can't help it.
And you made this plain to Johnny.
I told him truthfully what had happened. Maybe I shouldn't have.
Maybe you shouldn't have. How could you have told him such a thing?
Because it was the truth.
The truth? What truth? That you were foolish enough to get up on a chair when you were pregnant? That how could that possibly be Johnny's fault? And worse still, how could you have told him you blame him?
Paul, he kept asking and asking me, so I told him, that's all.
That's all? That's all? After all the time and effort we spent in trying to win him over? See what you've done. Don't you see?
The guiding light has been presented by new extra strength Comet, the stain removing cleanser, now also in the plastic decorator size and the plastic bathroom bundle. The Guiding Light, presented by Pure Digestible Crisco Oil, a vegetable oil without a heavy, oily taste.
Well, I think it's because my mother used it, and, I sort of went along and used what she used.
Mrs. Elliott is telling about the salad oil she uses. Now she's tasting salad made with a different oil. Listen.
Well, it's very light.
Because it's made with Crisco oil, a lighter vegetable oil without that heavy, oily taste. Here's your oil. Here's Crisco oil. How does Crisco oil taste?
Well, it doesn't have a greasy, heavy taste.
And your oil?
It's much, much heavier and oilier.
You say you use it because your mother did. And you never tried Crisco oil?
Well, I should have, but I'm sure now I would switch to it since it is so light. Now I realize that, this is better.
You try the oil that's better, lighter, high in polyunsaturates, too. Crisco oil, an oil without that heavy, oily taste.
Not see John. Not see him. You've got to be joking.
Do I look like I'm joking, honey?
No, you don't.
That's because I'm not. Now, this business between you and Johnny Fletcher is getting too thick for my taste.
Dad, don't you trust me?
Well, sure I trust you, honey. You're as fine a girl as there is. I know that.
Well, then?
Oh, come on now. Don't say it like that's the whole story. Sure, I trust you. But who says I have to trust Johnny Fletcher?
I say you should.
Well, forgive me, honey, but you're not exactly an authority, are you? Don't you think that ought to be a little more my department? After all, I am your father, and I am a little more experienced than you.
Well, I don't think you could know anything about Johnny if you talk like this. Johnny is the kind of person, you could just trust him anywhere.
Yes, I saw that tonight. Well, let's just say that we'll trust him anywhere but around you.
Dad, John is my friend. My friend, my very best friend. You've got to understand that. You can't just tell him to stay away from me like this.
Peggy, what's the matter?
Oh, Mom, I'm glad you came out. Will you please try to explain something to Dad?
Suppose you let me explain this myself, honey. Now, what do you really know about this Johnny Fletcher?
Well, he's a very nice boy. Why? What's the matter?
Did you know that this very nice boy was here tonight? That he didn't even bother to knock on our door? Instead, he called Peggy out here on our patio, where I happened to find them.
Johnny was here?
Yes, but Dad misunderstands everything. Johnny was feeling awful, just awful. And he wanted to see me alone. He didn't want to see anyone else.
He sure didn't want to see anyone else.
Be quiet a minute, Ben. Honey, what was Johnny's trouble? What did he want to see you about? Come on, honey, you can tell me.
I guess so. I told Dad. Johnny is having an awful time at home. He's having a lot of trouble with Mrs. Fletcher. She told him today that she lost her baby because she fell when she was trying to clean his room. And the worst of it is, and this is really terrible, she blames him for the baby dying.
Oh, no wonder he's upset.
Oh, sure. Now you're going to go all sentimental over Johnny's problems, too. Look, Johnny was having no problems when I walked out. He was kissing her.
Dad, Johnny didn't kiss me. I kissed him. His face just looked so sad, and I felt sorry for him.
Peggy, it's getting late, honey. Now, why don't you go to bed, and we'll discuss this some other time, all right?
I guess I'd better. Dad. Good night, Dad.
Good night, sweetheart. No kiss for me?
Ben, you have upset her.
Oh, it isn't me that's upset her. It's that Johnny Fletcher who's really upsetting her.
Van! Hands! And Van! Hands on deck! Why didn't you just stick out your hands?
These old-looking hands embarrass me. Darn housework hands look so old.
Hi. Why, I'm Mary Miles, here to introduce today's ivory liquid. Head's hands look young again. Kind of like you had a maid. Like me, to do your dishes.
Better than mine?
Only ivory liquid detergent has this special formula.
Young hands formula. Creamy white.
Ivory mild. Makes longer-lasting suds, too. Proper hand care and ivory liquid will make your hands look young again.
Come on! We're playing charades!
Your hands.
Now my hands look young again.
Well, come on.
Ivory liquid helps your hands look young again. Young again.
I am amazed at you. I know I shouldn't be, but I am. I thought even you had enough sense not to...
Not to what? To take care of my daughter? I thought you had enough sense to take care of her. I'm amazed that you even let this thing happen.
Let what happen? Peggy has a very nice friend in Johnny Fletcher, and apparently tonight she kissed him. Now, why should that upset you so much?
Now, look, I heard what I heard, and I saw what I saw. Maybe if you cared more for your daughter, if you paid more attention to her, this thing wouldn't have happened.
If I paid more... For over 16 years, you paid no attention to your daughter. You didn't even know if she was alive or dead. You didn't care. And suddenly you're the big, worried father.
Better late than never.
No, better never than stupid meddling like this. Suddenly, after all these years, you come racing back to protect Peggy. And from what? From what? Probably one of the nicest boys she could possibly find.
Well, you think that because you don't know anything about boys. You don't know one thing about these nice boys, but I do. Now, he looks good, and he speaks well, so you and Peggy are bowled over. You're just charmed up to the ears. Well, let me tell you something. I've seen plenty of these Prince Charmings, and they are no bargain. Oh, but you're the smart one, aren't you? Yes, you're the one who knows all there is to know about men.
Let's just drop it, shall we, Ben?
No, let's just pick it up, shall we? You remember I once warned you about Bill Bauer? I told you that if you weren't careful, he'd get you in trouble, didn't I? But you knew it all, didn't you? So why listen to me? And look what happened.
Ben, that's enough. Now suppose Peggy hears you.
My error. I got carried away by the memory. And that's all he is, isn't he? Just a memory. And I was right about him after all.
Quiet.
And I'm right about this kid, too, this Johnny Fletcher. So he looks sad and Peggy melts before him. She doesn't know any better. She's just an innocent child.
And I suppose Johnny Fletcher is an ogre in your mind.
No. He's just a boy. Just a boy who's too much on the loose. That's bad enough. Well, if his parents don't know how to tie him up, I will.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to forbid Peggy to see him anymore. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to forbid her to see him because he's bad for her.
Well, if you do, you are out of your mind.
Well, I'd rather be out of my mind than out of my daughter. So now I know a troublemaker when I see one. And his name is Johnny Fletcher.
Good-looking watch. Everything's clean.
Well, thanks.
And white, too.
Aren't you nice?
But that's just second-rate, isn't it?
What are you talking about? What could be better than clean and white?
Bright. Bold Bright. Get it with Procter & Gamble's new Bold, a detergent so powerful it gets clothes bright.
Not just clean and white.
Bold goes beyond clean, beyond white, all the way to bright. You get not only whiter whites, but greener greens, plaidier plaids, even blacker black. Fantastic? So's this totally new power formula. Who ever saw a detergent loaded with power granules? White, green, blue.
Whoever saw a wash so bright?
And that's better than clean, better than white. Get clothes bright. Get bold.
Well, glad you're back. Where'd you go?
I went to see Peggy.
Oh, well, you didn't tell us, you know. I was a little, Well, of course, you're a young man now. You can take care of yourself. Still, I like to know where you are.
Now, well, it wasn't until after I left that I decided to see her.
How is she?
Fine.
Johnny?
Yes, sir.
I know all about it.
Robin told you?
Yeah.
That's best.
Why didn't you tell me yourself?
I don't know. I couldn't. I kept imagining how you'd feel when...
When I knew the truth. How'd you think I'd feel?
I guess you feel about me now the same way Robin does. I mean, it was your baby, too.
Now, look, you did nothing to my baby. You did nothing to Robin's baby. You are guilty of nothing. Let's get that straight right now.
Robin seems to think I am.
All right, let's forget Robin for a second. Do you think you are?
Yes, partly. I left my room a mess, and she had to clean it up. And because I did, she fell.
All right. So you're guilty of being untidy. That is the total extent of your guilt.
I'm glad you feel that way. Just wish Robin did.
All right, as far as Robin's concerned, yes, she does have some feeling that you were partly to blame, which is wrong, which is absolutely wrong, and I told her so. And you know, she doesn't hold this thing against you as much as you think.
Oh, I know you're saying that just to make me feel it's all right for me to go on staying here. But it isn't. You know it isn't.
I don't know anything of the sort. I'm sorry Robin said what she did to you. She just wasn't thinking straight. She still isn't, but she doesn't feel as badly about this thing as you think.
Oh, yes, she does. Dad, she does. Please don't try to tell me that.
Johnny.
And I can't blame her, really. I understand how she feels. The only thing is I can't go on living here while she feels this way.
Look, son, I know how painful all of this has been for you, but you've got to see it through for my sake.
I can't, Dad. I want to get a job for this summer. And I want to live away from home.
No, Johnny.
I do.
No, I forbid you to do that. No, I do not forbid you. You're not a child now. But I want you to reconsider. I want you to think very carefully.
Dad, I have. This is what I've got to do. I'd like you to help me find a job.
We can talk about that after you have reconsidered this whole thing.
Dad, my mind's made up. Now, if you're not going to help me find a job, I'll have to find one myself. But that is what I'm going to do.
The Guiding Light has been presented by Bold, the totally new detergent that goes beyond clean, beyond white, all the way to bright. New from Procter & Gamble. The Guiding Light, presented by Duncan Hines Cake Mixes. Duncan Hines, always an adventure in good eating.
Grace, this cake's great. What's your recipe? Oh, it's too good to give away. Fine friend you are. Come on. No, it's a secret. Your cake recipe would save my meal. I'm stuck with leftovers tonight. Well, okay. My recipe is Duncan Hines. The mix? You're kidding. It's so moist. Moist as homemade. That's Duncan Hines. Look, the crumbs show how moist. Pick 'em up on your fork. Hey, they cling together. No dry cake does that. It is moist as homemade. That's why my recipe is Duncan Hines. Here.
Get moist as homemade Duncan Hines cake mix. And now, another adventure in good eating from Duncan Hines. Try Duncan Hines Wild Blueberry Muffin Mix with loads of flavory blueberries. Enough for 16 berries for each delicious muffin. Duncan Hines Wild Blueberry Muffin Mix.
Goodness knows she was the last person I expected to see or wanted to see.
Mrs. Scott was babysitting for Jane?
Well, she'd come to call, and Jane had to go somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, suddenly there was Mrs. Scott. After I went to see Jane, to see the baby, I wanted to get away from my problems. And there was the cause of all my problems standing right in front of me.
And what did you do?
I just let loose. I couldn't stop myself. Oh, I suppose it was very foolish of me, but all the things that had been bothering me about her just suddenly came out. Certainly didn't do one bit of good, I guess, but when a woman gets involved with a marriage the way she did because it's in trouble and then tries to steal someone's husband the way she did, something should be said. And I said it.
And what did Mrs. Scott say?
Well, she didn't like it one little bit, I can tell you that. Oh, I guess I should have let sleeping dogs lie, but I couldn't. Papa Bauer, was I wrong?
Nine,
I suppose that she thought all along that I was some sort of idiot who didn't know anything about what was going on. Well, she knows differently now. The way I'm talking, you'd think I'd actually accomplished something. What good did it do? What good did it do for me or for Bill?
Well, maybe it did some good for you anyway, even if you only got it out of your system.
Oh, Papa Bauer, you're such a comfort to me. I think you understand me better than I understand myself. I don't know what I'd do without you. You're not going to make me do without you, are you?
What do you mean?
You know perfectly well what I mean. Don't go to New York with Maida and Bruce. We need you so much more than they do. Come live with us again the way you used to. Please.
But I don't know.
Well, I do. Please don't leave us while Bill's like this. I need somebody to talk to, somebody to lean on, and there's just no other you.
Well, I would come and live here again with you, but it's really I'm worried about. If I only could help him.
Papa Bauer, you're our last hope. I can't even reach Bill anymore. But I think that you still can.
There is nothing more comfortable than wearing nothing at all. But because you wear clothes, the next best thing to wearing nothing is wearing clothes softened with Downy. Downy fabric softener with the softening power to soften even scratchy burlap. Downy will make all the clothes your family wears so soft, so comfortable, so easy to live in, they'll feel almost like no clothes at all. Downy. It whitens better, too.
To be frank with you, I didn't come on business exactly.
Well, what then, Jack? The New York office wouldn't send you out here just for pleasure, I'm sure of that.
No. No, it isn't a pleasure either, what I have to say.
Well, let's get on with it. What's the problem?
This office? What's wrong, Bill?
Well, business has fallen off a little.
Business has fallen off a lot. And just lately. New York has always considered you one of our best men in the field, but now only a few new clients, and you've even lost one of the old ones, Globe Airlines. How come?
Well, Maggie Scott brought that account here when she came. I guess when she left, they left.
Plausible. But I'm afraid that's not the story. I have a friend at Globe, and it's part of my job to make inquiries.
What did he tell you?
They felt that you'd gone stale. They didn't like the way that you handled their new airport project at Barnesville. It was vetoed by the local legislature. You were supposed to make them like it.
All right, look, I don't have to tell you. You can't win them all.
And I don't have to tell you, you better win most of them. And in the past, you usually have. What's with the present? Is it the overload of work because Mrs. Scott quit on you?
Well, partly that, I guess.
Then why in heaven's name haven't you gotten somebody else?
Well, I have been trying to, but good people don't grow on trees, you know. And a bad one is worse than none.
True. A lot of overwork can turn a good man into a bad one. Watch out that doesn't happen to you.
You don't have to worry about me.
I'm not. It's the New York office.
Well, if they're so worried about me, why don't they help me replace Mrs. Scott then?
They might if you ask them. But as you know, it's their policy to let you pick the person you're going to work with. And I think it's a sound policy. After all, you have to live with the guy.
Sound enough, I guess. Well, all I can say is I'm still trying to find somebody.
You're tired, Bill, and it shows. The last time I was here, you were tired. Now you look worse.
Thanks for the compliment.
Look, I'd like to say you look wonderful. The office is wonderful. God's in his heaven and all's right with the world, but it isn't. It's my job to find out why. Bill, I'd like you to kill an ugly rumor for me, will you?
What rumor?
That you've been hitting the bottle?
That is an ugly way to describe a couple of drinks, isn't it?
Is it only a couple of drinks?
Where'd you ever pick up this rumor about me?
Came all the way back to the New York office.
Yeah?
And I'm going to tell them it is just a rumor. You make sure you prove I'm right. Well, I've got to go. I'm catching a plane.
It's kind of hit and run, isn't it?
Well, they want me back by tomorrow. If I hit hard, it's because I had to. You were always one of our best men, and we want to keep it that way. Get on your toes again, Bill. Get the office up. I'm sure you will, because I'm sure you know it can't go on like this. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Thanks for the lecture.
This is a lovely anniversary bracelet. Madam, you'll have to remove the glove.
Must I?
What's the matter?
These hands embarrass me. They've gotten so old looking. Darn hands. Housework's made them old looking.
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm Mary Miles. Here to introduce today's ivory liquid. Helps hands look young again. Kind of like you had a maid. Like me to do your dishes.
Better than mine.
Only ivory liquid detergent has this special formula.
Young hands formula. Creamy white.
It's ivory mild and makes longer lasting suds too. Proper hand care and ivory liquid will make your hands look young again.
Jim, I love the bracelet.
Aren't you going to leave the gloves on?
Now my hands look young again.
Don't want to cover these.
Ivory liquid helps your hands look young again. Young again.
But I told her a man is never too busy to see his father.
Oh, I don't know. I might be. What do you want, Papa? You come here to check up on me? See if your son is behaving like a good son should behave?
No. Today I come for a much better.
You want to give me some more good advice I don't want?
No, the contrary. I want to get some advice from you for a change.
Well, that is a switch.
No, not at all. Often you have given me advice about my investments, even about my life.
Oh, come on, Papa. Will you stop it? Will you stop trying to handle me? Now, what is it? Let's get on with it. What's on your mind?
All right. I will tell you. Your sister and Bruce want me to go to New York and live with them when he takes this new position.
Yeah, I know they want you to go with them, so what about it?
What about it is that I'm not sure I want to go. I'm not sure I should go.
Why not?
Well, Bruce and Meta, they are still very young, and he has this wonderful job. Everything is very exciting for them, but for me, well, I'm an old man. I don't know. A change like that, I don't know I would like it.
Why not?
Well, because my roots are here. I'm an old man, and therefore my roots are much more here, deeper. Well, and then I don't think I should disturb them.
All right, then. Don't want to go to New York? Don't go.
You think I should go?
Yes.
Why?
Because you want to stick around here to keep your eye on me. You want to try to lead me back to the paths of righteousness.
I want to stay here?
Yes. Because, you know, we both know the answer to that one.
You think that?
Yes. I don't only think it, I know it. Look, you know, every time I get in, I have a little problem. There you are, boy, really right in there trying to solve it for me.
Is this so bad?
Yes, it's bad. Look, Papa, I don't need a watchdog, you know. You just go on to New York with Maida and Bruce. Let me take care of myself.
You think you can do that? Huh?
Yes, I can do it. If you'll get off my back.
Off your back? All right. I will get off your back. I came here for good advice. And you gave me good advice. Yeah. I will go with New York with Maida and Bruce.
The guiding light has been presented by today's Ivory Liquid with its Young Hands formula that helps hands look young again. The Guiding Light, presented by Pure Digestible Crisco Oil, a vegetable oil without a heavy, oily taste.
Can one little taste test change a woman's cooking habits? Watch. Mrs. Moore is in the habit of using a popular cooking oil. But now she's tasting French fries made in a different oil. Listen.
That tastes very good to me.
They're fried right in Crisco oil, a vegetable oil, without that heavy, oily taste. Here's your oil, and here's Crisco oil. Any difference?
This looks like it's much clearer. May I pick it up?
Here, let me. That's Crisco oil. How does it taste?
It doesn't taste heavy and greasy.
And your oil?
Oh, I don't like that taste at all. No, this one tastes much lighter. I should imagine that anything cooked in this would be much more appealing than that. Oh, isn't that interesting?
Think you'll try Crisco oil?
Yes, I do. I really do. When you have an opportunity to really test them, you can see the difference.
Have you discovered the difference? Crisco oil is lighter, an oil without that heavy, oily taste. Try it.
Believe it or not, Dr. Jackson, this is the first tracheotomy I've had a chance to see here.
It's emergency surgery, but fortunately there are not too many such emergencies.
You know, I've become very interested in surgery concerning the neck. I was thinking perhaps maybe someday I might specialize in that area. I was reading in a surgical journal last night about a thyroidectomy. It was fascinating.
Now, that is surgery. Not that I mean that it is too difficult, but it certainly is tricky, don't you think so, Dr. Werner?
Yes, sir. You have to be very careful removing the thyroid, or you might damage the laryngeal nerves.
You also have to be careful not to remove all of the thyroid. Don't you, Dr. Jackson?
That is correct. Some tissue should always be left because the body continues needing thyroxine. Now, are you really particularly interested in this operation, Dr. Bauer?
Oh, yes, I am, sir.
Well, I think there is a thyroidectomy coming up on our schedule next week, isn't there, Dr. Werner?
Yes, sir, there is.
Well, since you're so interested, I don't see any reason why you cannot first assist me in this surgery.
Dr. Jackson, I'm also interested in that surgery. It's the type of operation I've had, well, limited experience in, and you told me I was going to first assist you.
Well, I changed my plans.
Yes, I see you have. Dr. Jackson, I'm your senior resident, and I think I'm entitled to first consideration here.
Now, come now, Doctor. You first assisted me on several of these thyroidectomies, and there will be other opportunities, but Dr. Bauer is new to it. He must start sometime.
Yeah, but why does it have to be on my time, sir?
Well, surely you don't mind letting Dr. Bauer have this valuable experience, too?
Well, seeing that it's at my expense, quite frankly, Dr. Jackson, I do mind. But I see all the good it's going to do me. Excuse me.
Dr. Werner is a capable surgeon, but quite incapable of being generous to my interns.
He may not be capable of it, sir, but you certainly are.
Josephine, it's a bet. Okay, Miss Bowles. Your cleanser against my new Comet.
Mine'll win, because it gets 2 tries at cleaning that tough food stain.
Comet's so good it only needs 1 try. New extra strength Comet gets out stains far better than any other leading cleanser. Even yours.
We'll see.
Ready?
Ready. Here's my cleanser's first try.
We'll wet it and wait.
Didn't clean much, sorry to say. I'll give it a second try.
But Comet gets just 1. Wet 'em, wait again.
My cleanser still left some stain. After 2 tries.
But Comet took it off with 1 try. Comet's the stain-removing cleanser, the only one with superchlorinol. Disinfects better, too.
My cleanser lost by a mile. But I won, because I found out about Comet.
New extra strength Comet gets out stains far better than any other leading cleanser.
What's the matter, Joe? You eat that sandwich like you're mad at it.
Yeah, I'm mad all right, but not at the sandwich.
What's the trouble?
I've got a bad case of internitis on my hands.
Well, that's one disease I never heard of.
Oh, sure you have. Did you fellas over in medicine ever get interns in your hair?
Yeah, sure we do. And which one of the boys has you down now?
Ed Bauer. How did he ever become a friend of yours anyway?
Well, we were interns together for a couple of months. I was finishing my internship and he was beginning his.
How good a friend is he?
Just as good as you are. No more, no less. And that makes him a very good friend, I hope.
Well, maybe I better not talk about him then.
Why not? If Ed's bugging you in some way, maybe I can straighten it out. I like all my friends to be friends, Joe.
Yeah. Well, that's going to take a little straightening out, all right.
How come?
Well, in the first place, he's dating Jackson's daughter. You know that.
Well, what's the matter with that? You want to date her?
No. Oh, well, I wouldn't mind, but no, that's not the point. My only interest in this hospital is surgery, not the chief surgeon's daughter.
Well, that makes you and Ed Bauer 2 of a kind. I don't know any man more dedicated, more devoted to surgery than he is.
But he's using Jackson's daughter to cut in on my surgery. Now, look, Jackson is so hopped up on this kid that he's going to let him first assist in an operation that I'm entitled to do.
Come on, now. The senior surgeon is entitled to throw some bones to interns if he thinks they're talented. He thinks a lot of Ed Bauer's ability, so he's pushing him.
Yeah, pushing me right out. Oh, look, everybody in the hospital knows Jackson's always wanted a son to mold into his own image. And a son-in-law can be molded too, you know. Ed's got his cap set for Jackson, Jackson's got his cap set for Ed. And I've had it up to here with both of them.
Joe, that's a good story. But I know Ed, and it isn't true. He takes pride in his ability, and he wants to go places only on his merits.
You mean his merits as a future son-in-law?
No, I don't mean that. You know, as your friend, I want to tell you that you've always had a little streak of jealousy in you. You get hot under the collar whenever somebody else is getting the breaks instead of you. Relax a little. There's room enough for both you and Ed in this hospital. Even room to be friends.
All right. Ed Bauer is a wonderful guy and a great young surgeon, and I'm just an injustice collector. Let's forget it. I've heard him defended enough in Jackson's office. I have to hear it from you, too.
No. But you asked me about Ed, and I've just told you what I think.
All right. Now I'll tell you what I think. I think Ed Bauer knows exactly what he's doing, including what he's doing to me. I took this residency under Jackson because I thought it was going to get me somewhere in this profession. And thanks to your friend Bauer, you know where it's getting me? Exactly nowhere. Because I'm being upstaged by a lousy young intern.
I don't mind washing up after birthdays, but I bet the floor will still be dough when I'm done.
Heard about this?
Top job.
Procter & Gamble's bright green ammonia cleaner. Top job cleans floors like ammonia cleans glass. If you could see through her floor, you'd see what we mean. Clean like a window. Bright like a mirror. Quick as a wink. Like ammonia cleans glass.
And I didn't even rinse.
Mommy, gee, the floor is so bright. I could see my dolly.
How about that? Mommy got a birthday present, too. Top job, so clean and bright and fast. Top job, cleans floors like ammonia cleans glass. Top job.
Well, yes, it was an excellent dinner. Even I must say so, although I'm the host. Well, my cook certainly outdoes herself when I have you as a guest.
I'm afraid I outdid myself eating. But it certainly was good. And your father believes in the best of everything, Leslie. The best food, the best surgery.
Yes, and the best guests. I must admit that there is a Epicurean side to my nature. I like to work well, but I also like to live well. And as a good surgeon, you can do both. You have chosen an excellent profession, Dr. Bauer.
Yes, I know. Oh, I just hope I can be excellent in that profession.
Oh, you will be. You will be. Don't you think so, Leslie? You're so quiet, my daughter, tonight.
Only when I have nothing to say.
Well, you usually have something to say. That is when Dr. Bauer and I do not talk surgery.
And when was that, Father? We've been talking about surgery since cocktails. We had surgery through the soup and the nuts. Even a touch of it during the demi-tasse.
Now, you see? She's beginning to open up. And just at the moment, I'm afraid, when I'm about to have to leave.
Are you leaving because I started talking? I'll be quiet.
No, Leslie, I'm leaving because I agreed to swap duties with Jake Saunders this evening so that I'll have Saturday evening off to take you to the movies. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Well, Father, I think I'll be going, too, if you'll excuse me. I'm a little bit tired. Can you drop me off at my apartment?
No, you better run along to your duties, and I claim the pleasure of seeing my daughter home tonight myself.
Oh? Well, very well, then. Well, thank you for a fine dinner and an interesting evening, Dr. Jackson. I'll be going then. See you Saturday, Leslie.
Right. Goodbye.
Oh, no, please, sit down. I'll see myself to the door.
Well, this certainly is a rare privilege, Father. What's back of the honor?
Well, I wanted you to stay because I want to talk to you for a while.
What about? About the romantic side of my life?
Well, I have a natural fatherly interest in how you're getting along with Dr. Bauer.
I wish I could say I get along with him as well as you do.
Well, you were so exceptionally quiet this evening that I began to wonder if something is wrong.
Well, the only thing wrong is that I believe in marriage. I particularly believe in marriage to Dr. Bauer. Unfortunately, he does not.
He does not want to marry you?
Oh, there's nothing personal in his objections, you understand. He just doesn't want to marry anyone. Period.
Well, is he against marriage on principle?
I think so. As I say, there's nothing personal in his objections. But naturally, I take it quite personally. After all, if he won't marry anyone, that includes me. So, now you know the progress of my romantic life, which is no progress. May I go now?
Yes, of course, my dear.
I'll just get my coat. He just doesn't want to marry anyone. Period. And after all, if he won't marry anyone, that includes me. So now you know the progress of my romance, Father, which is no progress.
Well, my dear wife, we just will have to change this young man's mind, won't we?
The Guiding Light has been presented by Top Job, the brand new bright green ammonia cleaner that cleans floors like ammonia cleans glass. New Top Job.